Hi guys, how's it going? Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Can you hear me? I think I'm all good. I am like, I've not streamed. Oh, there we go. Hi, there I am. Hey, Echo, Guma, Natsu. Yeah, it's also our affiliate anniversary. Crazy. Yeah, today we're playing this game called Bad End Theater. I was gifted this, or like, I don't know if gifted is the right word, but I was given this by Serenity Forge, which is a new like company that I'm working with. They have been porting a couple like old Steam titles to consoles, and so they released this back on July 10th. And they reached out to me and asked me to like try it out, and I was like, this looks awesome. The premise is that you have to choose all of the actions for each of the characters that you play as. But I think it like 9 out of 10 times ends really poorly for all the characters. So there is a content warning. There's a lot of blood, gore, violence, and strong language. But I thought like, hey, I deal in behavior, right? What if a therapist tried to psychoanalyze this game and like get the good ending? So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm completely blind on it. When I announced this, actually, I had a couple people mention that they either worked on it or playtested it, which is awesome. And I'm like, what a small world. So I'm really excited to like finish the game, like peek through the credits, see if I recognize any names. But yeah, if you guys have played it before or if you know about it, I like to experience my games blind, so just be mindful of that. Try not to spoil anything. But Bio, this is Bad End Theater. What if there is no good end? Oh, I hope there is. I actually don't know. I don't know. I'm so blind to the game. Right, I was on a story. So yeah, they reached out to me back in like the start of July, and I was like, what, you want me to play your game? What? And then I had to not decline, but I was like, July 10th is the day that I leave for Reconnect, and I'm gonna be on vacation for like a week and a half. And they were like, okay, well, like you can still have a code and you can play it when you get back. And so I finally had some free time, finally rested enough to give this game a try out. So yeah, let's get into it. How do I? Ooh, okay. Skip unseen text after choices, transitions. I kind of want to. I kind of want to plug my headphones in to the actual game because I can't really hear it. But I kind of want to get immersed. Excuse my model. Sorry, it's broken. Okay, here we go. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Ideally, hopefully, let me actually check this. Can you guys hear the game? That's the first step. Can you guys hear the game? And can you hear this? The clicks? Because I want to make sure that it's actually like synced up. The last time that I used my game capture card for Elden Ring, people said it was broken. So is that synced up? It goes click, 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 click. My voice might not be synced up. That's okay. We're so back. Look at us. Look at us professional streamers. Let's start. Welcome to Bad End Theater. On this stage, we shall be toying with fate. You make many choices and like, I mean, like stuff in front of the TV. Professional streamer. Backlog staple. Ow. Oh, professional streamer. Ow. Okay, we're good. We're good. I'm good. I'm fine. Okay. You make many choices, unlocking darker and darker paths. Darker paths? I want to unlock brighter paths. What do you mean? All in order to witness a lovely variety of tragic event. Oh no. Wait a second. Hey Whale, how you doing? Thank you. Wait a second. Do I I'm making their lives worse? That's not what a therapist should do. But first, allow me to explain how it works. Yes, please. To begin the tutorial, select whichever doll you like. I mean, let's be a little evil, right? Let's be a little evil. Hey, Mecha, thanks for the Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate that you use like your 1 free sub on me. That's wild. I think I want to be evil. I'm just a little evil guy. You control the demon doll. You're a fierce looking guy just minding your own business. How you interact with the human doll. Oh. Oh. I kind of want to hit it. Hey, Gardner, thanks for the affiliate. We'll play nice. You try to make friends with the human doll, but it kills you in cold blood? How ruthless. What? You found your very first bad ending, but don't worry, the story need not end here. Let's reset the stage and try again. This time, try controlling the other doll. Oh, man. You control the human doll. You're a friendly little guy just minding your own business. How will you interact with a demon doll? I want to play nice with it. Is that bad? Yay! You and the demon doll are able to set aside your differences and become friends. Look at that. Why, this isn't a bad ending at all. I should have written out this possibility. It's just not suited to my theater whatsoever. Now that you know how the story goes, you can set the doll's behavior in advance. Ooh. As you just saw, these behaviors will automatically be set to what you chose during your last playthrough. But now you can turn each one on or off without having to replay from that doll's perspective. Oh! Yes, my theater actually doubles as a puzzle game. Oh, so when I reset, the other doll was nice. So when I played nice, they both got a lock. That's it. Okay. Now try turning the doll's behaviors on and off to see the different outcomes. Okay. Hey, Burb, how you doing? Hostile. Can I make them both evil? Evil. Reset the stage. Make them both evil. What happens if they both... Oh no! Damn. Wow, okay. What do I make you nice though now? I'll just kill him. Bonk. Okay. Can I... Okay, let's save it. That's a lot of save slots. Let's move on. Hey, Lance, how you doing? I kinda get it. This game saves your progress automatically, so just relax and collect all the bad endings at your own pace. Now, without further ado, let's start the show. Oh. Wait, they're all locked. Ah, okay. You are the hero. You like to think of yourself as a pretty reliable and swell guy. Your life has been rather ordinary, aside from the occasional heroic adventures, fighting evil monsters and whatnot. You are told a maiden from your village has been kidnapped, and is likely being held captive at a nearby demon overlord's castle. Who even puts a village right next to where an entire demon army hangs out? You don't get it. You're happy to protect the townspeople though. You were born to play this role. You head off on your adventure to rescue the maiden. But demon soldiers block your path. You could kill them to gain experience. Ooh. Dutiful. I feel like fleeing is not the option, but also I don't want to take them out. That feels wrong. I feel like a hero would... Well, okay, so a hero would feel like it's his duty, right? Yesterday, I completed my #1 challenge goal in the Kingdom Hearts series after 2.5 years of trying and mostly secrecy. Oh, I think I saw a tweet about that. I think I saw you tweet something. That, like, it wasn't live or something, but you did something. Okay, let's set him as dutiful. You make quick work of the vile creatures who stood in your way. You feel much stronger now. Did you see the blood on his face? He's like, hell yeah. After a long trek, you make it to the castle's front gates. You're facing an army of demons that all look very intimidating. There's no way to sneak past these monsters if you want to reach the Overlord. Yeah, let's just see if they're nice, you know? You attempt to explain why you've come, but the monster before you is eyeing you with suspicion. Oh, probably because I killed his friends. Can't help but notice the demon blood from earlier you haven't had the chance to wash off yet. Whoops. You have no choice but to fight the army in self-defense. Oh well, more experience points for you. Oh, I didn't want to do that. That's... I didn't choose this. I did not choose this. You make your way through the castle, fending off all the demons that stand in your way. He even destroyed the painting. This is fucked up. The Overlord appears, demanding to know what the hell you're doing murdering all our soldiers. You get straight to the point and ask her where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance. A convincing act, but you won't be fooled. If the maiden isn't here, then what happened to her? You can see only one answer. The Overlord definitely captured her. In fact, it's possible she's already been devoured. Thinking about that poor maiden's fate fills you with hatred. You fight the Overlord with everything you've got. You become strong from the hordes of demons you took them before this final fight. The Overlord is almost no match for you. You cut her to pieces, the Overlord has fallen. You breathe a sigh of relief, but your job is not yet finished. You search the castle. Unfortunately, you find no sign of the maiden within its walls. It's just you suspected. She must have already been devoured. You feel hollow. Oh no. It's like I've murdered all of these demons. A great evil has been banished from this world, but what does it matter if you were too weak to save someone? You stand alone amidst the carnage and ponder what it means to be a hero. You return to the Overlord's remains and wrap her head in your cape to bring back to the village. Surely your great victory will be celebrated. Failed hero end. Oh. Okay. Do I try it again? I think I tried it again. Let's be a coward this time. Okay. Let's be a coward. Forgetting your pride, you escape with your life. But you can't return home now, your reputation will be ruined. You wonder how you'll ever be able to escape rescue that maiden all on your own if you can't even fight some lousy demon underlings. Go take your chances at the castle. You're a hero after all, this is your job. Okay, so now let's try... Can I come in? Please? They seem to trust you and escort you directly to the Overlord's chambers. That was easy. The Overlord is alone. You ask about the maiden, but the Overlord doesn't seem to know what you're talking about. Was she really never here? You wonder what could have happened to her. The Overlord says that she wishes she could help you, but you're the first human that's come here in forever. At least that she knows of. You think of how you probably shouldn't trust her, seeing as she's a demon and all, but you can't really prove she's lying either. You apologize for the intrusion and return home to your village. The maiden was never found. Useless hero end. Okay, well that wasn't helpful. Oh, I wonder if I can be... Oh, okay, so now I'm diplomatic, which means that maybe I can walk past... I can, like, do it differently, right? Let's see. No, but... I can at least, like, get this ending, because this ending will be... You gather your courage. This is what must be done in order to rescue the maiden. These are all evil demons anyway. The world is much safer with them gone. That's what... Wait, what? Oh, I thought I would, like, need... Hey, Akior, how you doing? I hopefully I said that right. Overlord appears. Okay, so, but we didn't fight as many enemies, right? That's where the maiden is. She feigns ignorance. A convincing act, but you won't be fooled. You become strong. Okay, so we did. Okay, so wait. Is it the same one? Okay, same ending. Interesting. Oh! Wait, okay, wait. So then, do we choose other options? You are a maiden. You live in a peaceful village next to a spooky demon overlord's castle. You're told that you are fated to be captured by the overlord one day, because you're a beautiful young girl. Demon overlords apparently love capturing those. You think of how you haven't heard of that actually happening to anyone, but maybe the demons just haven't been given the opportunity. Who knows? You are in church, you pray to your god, asking why you've been born into this role of maiden. You respect the divine plan and all, but you're really just curious as to what the point of it is. You're impatient. Meeting a demon actually sounds pretty gosh darn exciting. Maybe you'd understand your role better if you were to just hurry up and get captured already. You leave a note and venture forth to find a demon just to, you know, see what happens. Not long into your little adventure, a demon underling appears before you. It looks pretty scary. Help! You yell, but a hero does not come. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting a lot. How painful. This point of yours was completely stupid. You think, why couldn't you have been more patient? Why'd you go looking for trouble? You aren't angry or anything, of course. This was all your fault for trusting a demon not to devour you on sight. This is your punishment for questioning fate, you guess. Bit by bit, you are swallowed by the demon until you are no more? Oh no. Consumed maiden end. Oops. Okay, nice. Whoa, cool. Okay. Hi. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. The demon suddenly jumps you and starts biting a lot. How painful. What? Hey, Rav, how you doing? I miss hanging out. We should do something together soon. Okay, but that turns on polite. So now if we reset the stage and the underling meets, right? You are a demon underling in service of the overlord. You aren't particularly strong, but not particularly weak either. That's what your friends tell you. Your job is to guard the castle and keep humans away. It's unbearably boring. Heroes rarely come all the way here to challenge the overlord anyway. It's a lot of standing in one place, staring into nothing. You feel like you're gonna go crazy if you don't get a break. You decide to ask the overlord for a day off. She gives you an earful about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. You wait for her to finish her lecture before returning to your post. What does she know about anything? Who made her the boss of everyone? You complain about the overlord to your friends. They agree that she's kind of a snob and totally deserves to be kicked off her throne. You only wanted to vent your frustrations, but the conversation somehow turned into an assassination plot. You should probably steer this in a responsible direction. Let's overthrow her. Yeah, let's do it. No, you're sick of the overlord holding you and your friends back. You agree that it's time for a change of management. Your friends suggest maybe you should be the new overlord. You like the sound of that. You announce your first act of rebellion is to take that day off like you wanted. Your friends aren't very impressed. You assure them. I'll talk more about assassination things when you get back, which satisfies them. You sneak out of the castle to have some fun. The change of atmosphere excites you. You spend some time rolling around in the grass, wild and free. As you make your way along the path to the nearby human village, you encounter a maiden. She greets you and says she has a favor to ask. And because we asked the polite, right? Then gobble her. Well, okay, let's eat her. Just to get that in, right? Maidens aren't the best meal, but you figure you should live up to your demon name and strike back against the humans. You start devouring the maiden without so much as a second thought and feel quite proud of that. Other humans would surely praise you with curses if they were around to see. Oh man, if only someone could have been watching. Time to find an audience for your evil deeds. You wander into the nearby village. The people are screaming and running away, throwing rocks at you and whatnot. You think that's pretty rude of them. You haven't even done anything yet. Put on a show. Okay, let's do it. You attack the nearest human. He is old and weak and his bones crunch delightfully. Your audience's screams grow louder. Applause. You think, hey, this is actually pretty fun. I should have taken revenge like this a lot sooner. As you continue your bloodthirsty dance, striking the villagers down, you fail to notice a sword-wielding hero running towards you. He takes you out in one swift blow. You're just a demon underling after all. As you die, you think, that was totally worth it. The curtain closes. Okay. So I wonder if we had Dutiful off, if he wouldn't have killed us? I don't know. This is so interesting. Let's not overthrow her. You tell your friends you were totally not serious about this whole thing. You're actually cool with the status quo. After all, life must be pretty dang good if the only thing you have to complain about is that you live so comfortably there's nothing to do. The others nod, but don't seem convinced. You say a coup d'etat would be more effort than it's worth. But you're still going to be a rebel and sneak out of the castle. Your friends praise your mischievous ways. Yeah, skip. Let's hear her out. You're in a good mood today, and are rather curious about what the maiden has to say. Humans don't usually talk to you, so this is kind of exciting. You hadn't guessed it would even be possible to understand each other before now. The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. The Overlord asks where you found this maiden, knowing full well that you left the castle when you weren't supposed to. You apologize for disobeying her, but hope that the maiden is an interesting enough present that you may be forgiven. The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mention how you can't believe you and your friends even considered overthrowing her. Dude, shut up, what the fuck? She gives you a look and you say, that was just a joke, of course. She smiles and dismisses you. You decide it's about time for a nap. Oh, there's more. After a few hours of sleep, you're rudely awakened by the sounds of battle. You emerge from your room to find that a hero has slaughtered many of your friends and work associates. What a jerk. Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone like some maniac? What did we ever do to him? You lunge at him while he's busy driving a sword into the guard, who sometimes brought you food whenever they noticed you were feeling kinda down. You like that guard. You wish with all your demon heart for this hero to suffer for his deeds. You bite into him, tearing flesh from bone. It tastes like iron. Oh my god. The hero struggles, you feel his sword go through you, but there's no pain, only retribution. More of your comrades pile onto him as your consciousness fades. The hero is overtaken, your army has won, you have earned your rest. Damn. Okay, so if we go back to the hero, right? And we flee. And try diplomatic? Wait, the Overlord and Maiden seem to be in the middle of some casual conversation when you barge in? Oh, because we changed the other Wait, I want to see the log. Okay, nothing else changed. Okay, interesting. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. There's no time to hesitate. Okay, that's a death. But I kind of want to see what's going on. The Maiden explains that she was never actually captured, that she came here on her own volition. That was a pretty dangerous thing of her to do. But no one got hurt, so at least there's that. You ask her to return to town with you to reassure everyone of her safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you casually exit the castle. You try to make conversation with the Maiden, but she's been pretty quiet since leaving the Overlord's room. Is she shy? She suddenly stops in her tracks, and you turn your head to ask what the deal is. Oh, the Overlord's castle is engulfed in flames! You can't help if you were relieved you got the Maiden out of there when you did, but she suddenly takes off towards the burning castle. Panic sets in and you follow to try to stop her. The smoke is so thick you've already lost sight of her. What is she thinking? It's too dangerous to continue. You feel hopeless. You stand alone at the castle gates. Your body won't allow you to take another step forward. No, going in there would be suicide. You return to the villagers and tell them there was nothing you could do. You were too late. The Maiden was claimed by the demons. Yikes! Bystander, hero, and B. Okay, so let's skip all the way here. We'll flee, because I feel like being dutiful will not get us a good ending. Let's try this one. You lunge forward, driving your blade through the evil Overlord. She screams and falls silent. The Overlord has been slain. You smile. Oh, she's like, what the fuck did you do? Offering the Maiden your hand. She takes it. She must be surprised at how strong you are. You escort the Maiden home. She's oddly quiet on the trek back to the village. She must be too shy to speak. He's so proud of himself. The villagers are very pleased with what a good job you've done, slaying the Overlord and saving a hostage. They throw a huge celebration in your name. You're remembered for generations as the greatest hero the village has ever seen. Okay. So that's all we have for that one right now, but I think if we go back to him, I don't want to be disloyal, do I? I don't think so. You're out. You don't get to sleep long. Your friends wake you up. Rude. Okay, so what did we change? We changed, oh, the hero, right? Because he wasn't dutiful this time. One of them is stepping on you pretty hard. You ask them what their deal is. They say they're planning a whole revolution. They're gonna get rid of the current Overlord and put a new ruler in place. They want to hear if you're in or out, and being a pretty lazy underling, you of course reply with, that sounds like a lot of trouble. How about we just skip it instead? Your friends question your loyalty to their cause. Okay, so this one will take us out. Your friends seem pretty disappointed. They apologize to you, but before you can ask what they're sorry about, one of them suddenly seizes you. Someone who's still loyal to the Overlord really has no place in our castle. You understand, right? Their claws tighten around your neck. You don't bother to struggle, you're outnumbered. You already know how things will like this will end. This is a pretty messed up thing to do to a friend, you tell them. They slit your throat. Oh my god. Faithful, unknowing ending. This is fun. I feel like we should try the Overlord next. But let me see the other. So we did this last time. We heard her out. Do not be disloyal. You tell them you were just joking and clarify that you're totally in it to win it. They say you were always terrible with jokes. Whether or not you actually feel like killing the Overlord, you know how bad it'd be to end up on the wrong side of things. And if this assassination deal doesn't pan out, you can always pretend you were innocent all along. But beneath your shield of faux confidence, you worry about what you're getting yourself dragged into. You follow your friends outside the castle to talk more about the plan. You're curious if they have any idea how they want to go about this. They figure they'd just lock her in a room and set it on fire. What a stupid plan. That could go wrong in so many ways. Oh, okay, so that's what the fire was before. You realize your friends are just a bunch of directionless thugs, useless without someone's guidance. Your guidance. They're probably casualties if you fought her head on. And while showy deaths makes a revolution a heck of a lot more fun, it's probably the wrong way to go. Your friends agree and suggest that you play the assassin. You really didn't want it to come down to this. But you can't back down now, you'll have to be the one to assassinate the Overlord. Besides, no one has any better ideas. You and your friend turn and notice a pair of humans have overheard your entire conversation. They take off into the castle. Are they headed to the Overlord's room? Fuck! The Overlord will kill you for sure if she found out you were conspiring to take her out. You dash into the castle after the humans. Sure enough, the maiden's already frantically telling the Overlord everything. You shout that the humans are liars. Your friends soon arrive to back you up, except they don't. Instead, they blame the whole thing on you. Did the art style change? I feel like it was monochromatic before. They cried that it was all your idea and that they were just going with the flow, too scared to refuse your crazy plan. You can't believe they'd tell the Overlord such a blatant lie. You always knew better than to trust them. You're the one who didn't have a choice here. You all shout at each other until the Overlord demands silence. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. She sounds tough, but lately all she does is sleep. You doubt her strength. You hear your traitorous friends mutter something about going back to Plan A, and suddenly the door slams shut. You're trapped in here with the Overlord and the two humans. And then the room bursts into flames. You pound on the door, screaming curses at those who betrayed you. The hero joins you, vowing to slay the lot of them. You wish he'd get that chance. The Overlord grabs you by the throat. You cry for mercy. You were forced into this mess. You're sure now that they would have killed you if you'd sided with her. But the Overlord doesn't hear your pleas. She drives her claws into your chest. At least she made it quick. Yeesh. Traitor underling end. This is wild. So they each... Okay, so each one will get three things. Let's be the Overlord. You are the Overlord. You live in a castle surrounded by your demon servants. It's a pretty cushy life, you think. Except for those pesky humans who keep killing members of your army. There's even a role called Hero whose whole purpose in life is just to dethrone you. What's their deal anyway? You've actually avoided pissing off the humans in hopes they'll leave you and your army alone. But they never do. You're still new to the whole Overlord thing if you're being quite honest with yourself. You don't really understand the politics of it. But you remind yourself everyone is just doing their best to fulfill their roles. You won't let them bait you into being the evil Overlord they expect. You think you're pretty cool and mature to hold yourself to the higher standard like that. One of your underlings walks into your room, totally interrupting your thoughts about how awesome you are. They're saying something about how boring it is to stand in one place guarding the castle all the time, especially since no one ever comes here anyway. You see their point, but the way they're whining about it kind of bothers you. What to do with this underling? Okay, so you can be a tyrant, but that's what initially she acts like, right? Let's be nice. You tell them to go take a break from the stifling castle atmosphere and refresh their dark soul. A day off should be fine every once in a while. They thank you and happily scurry off to do who knows what. You have nothing better to do today, so you decide to nap for a little while. Being the Overlord sure is great. You awake to a knock on your door. The underling from earlier brought back some company. It's a maiden from the nearby human village. She says her role is to be captured by you. The maiden then goes on to say that she's been getting very impatient, thinking about her impending capture, so she's come here to speed things along. You appreciate her honesty, but regret to inform her you never had any plans to capture any humans. She seems very disappointed by this. Perhaps I'm not performing my role well enough. How can I become more maidenlike? You don't really understand the question. You think this world puts way too much focus on destiny and junk. Just go home and stop worrying about it, you tell her. The maiden seems to be having a hard time wrapping her head around this. She insists that she stay and talk to you more. You feel warm inside as she looks into your eyes. This is the first time a human has looked at you without contempt. You wonder what to say. Be antisocial. We haven't done this one though, because we let her stay. So maybe we should be antisocial. You'd love to have all the conversations in the world with your new friend, but having a human girl here will definitely cause trouble. You put on your mean face and tell her to get lost, but the maiden turns out to be very stubborn. You don't want to hurt her, but you also really want to leave her to leave in case something bad happens. This whole situation is just asking for trouble, you think. Against your better judgment, you let her hang out for a little while. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. She expresses her surprise that demons are not at all what she expected them to be. You're glad that she seems to have an open mind about these kinds of things. You also bring up how you always instruct your army to avoid humans, as not to agitate them and get heroes sent out after you. That explains why the people in my village have been left unharmed. It's because of your orders, isn't it? We're very grateful. You're surprised to hear her thank you. You've always thought of humans to be violent and unreasonable. That's why your servants are always getting killed, despite your efforts to leave them alone. But this maiden is different. You joke that maybe you've been lying to her this whole time, and that you were actually super evil all along. Why would you do that? Why? The maiden laughs at that, saying she wouldn't mind being held captive here. The people in her village are a little exhausting at times, she says. You can't tell if she's into you or not. You're interrupted by another human in your doorway. This time it's a hero. He suddenly strikes, cutting through you with his blade. He didn't even hesitate. Oh, you've gone soft. How could you have let your guard down like that? How unfair, after all you've done to avoid this outcome. You can't outrun your destiny. The hero always slays the overlord. You should never have trusted a human. You watch as the hero escorts the maiden out of your castle. Captured by a demon. At least she got what she came here for. Oh, what a good line. Woo, that's a good line. You join your army in eternal slumber. Slain overlord end. Okay, so he wasn't even, I guess he was heroic. So let's skip all this and do diplomatic, but we'll skip the heroic end. Oh, right. Okay, we changed other things. So we were leaving and then we notice. You pause when you see a group of suspicious demons standing near their entrance. See, yeah, like the art style changes. They're talking about assassinating their overlord. This proves to you that demons really are foul creatures. We have to tell her about this. You don't understand what the maiden is thinking. The world is better off with less demons. They're all cold, ruthless creatures that should be destroyed. And those same creatures have just noticed you eavesdropping. The maiden takes off into the castle and you have no choice but to follow. You burst into the overlord's room. The maiden frantically tries to communicate what you just heard. A demon underling barges in next, calling you liars. It's followed by the group from the entrance, who shifts the blame back onto the little one. These demons only care about themselves. How low can they be? He begins shouting at them and the whole room dissolves into noise until the overlord yells for everyone to shut their traps. She threatens them with violence. This overlord is no better than their subjects. You grip your sword tightly. If you have to cut through everyone here to get this maiden to safety, you certainly will. The group of demons hiss to each other before shutting the door, leaving them run to the litter behind. You glance around for another exit, but there isn't one. You have a terrible feeling about this. In an instant, the whole room is in flames. What kind of demonic magic is this? The underling pounds on the door, upset that it's been betrayed. You join it, vowing to slay the cowardly demons on the other side. The next moment, the overlord has taken hold of the underling. It's crying for mercy. She thrusts her claws into the underling's chest and it lets out a horrible scream. You back away, you won't be the next target of her rage. She continues to dig and twist her claws into its limp body. You can no longer watch. Is it getting like a key? You look to the maiden, she's crying, hands clasped together in prayer. To have faith in a time like this, you envy her. The two of you, the overlord and the underling's corpse, are all consumed by flames. Oh. Resigned hero end. Okay, but now he's only diplomatic, so if we go back to her, grant the day off, because we're not a tyrant. Tell her to go home. Here we go. He was apparently searching for the maiden, who was rumored to have been captured by your kind. Captured? Not at all. I only wanted to meet with the overlord. Didn't anyone read the note I left behind? After everything is explained, the hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hadn't led to any horrible consequences. Whew, yeah, lucky. The maiden apologizes for causing trouble, and the hero asks her to return to the village with him. Confusing feelings well up inside your heart. You're surprised that you had one of those to begin with. You don't want the hero to take this maiden away from you. Oh, interesting. The maiden came here to be captured by you, didn't she? You'll grant her wish. You tell the hero you won't let him take her home. The maiden assures you she'll be back, but you don't budge. The hero is cautious now. If you won't let her go, maybe you demons are evil after all. And if you are, I'll be forced to vanquish you. You have no choice. You destroy the hero before you can steal your maiden away. She's frightened. You don't understand why. Oh no. Didn't she say she prefers this place to her village? Now she doesn't have to leave. You take a step towards the maiden, and she backs herself into a corner. You don't understand. Something sharp pierces your back. The hero? No, he's already... It's one of your underlings, the maiden screams. Your servant tackles you, tearing you apart with their claws. You struggle to retaliate. They've done too much damage, you can barely move now. Your blood is everywhere. You can't believe this has happened to you. Why has this happened to you? You've been slain by your own underling. Betrayed Overlord NB. Is it because he's... Oh, yeah, guys. Okay, let's change this. You set out on your adventure outside the castle. Okay, so... We're not hungry. They seem to be getting along just fine, so you decide it's about time for a nap. Can I change the soil part, though? Oh, shoot. Okay, wait. I think I have... Okay, so this is the puzzle part, right? Hey, Water. How you doing? So... I guess if I do this, though, it'll reset, and I won't be... Okay, here we go. So we'll do this. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You can't bring yourself to send this maiden away. She just got here. You enjoy a nice long chat with her, sharing stories about your kind. It's all the same. Okay, so we'll be possessive, but the underling won't kill us. So what happens? She wanted to stay here with you. The hero was trying to get in the way of that. You had to kill him. You'll be sure to keep this maiden very safe from now on. Okay, interesting. Okay, so now let's jump back here. And then we will... We'll be non-antisocial, right? And then we'll just... Okay, let them go. You're certain that she'll return to spend more time with you. You just have to trust in that, you decide. With the hero and maiden gone, you plop down at the comfort of your luxurious overlord bed. Your room feels so empty now. Is this loneliness? You hope your new friend will be back soon. You close your eyes for a while. So your door slams shut. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. You're having trouble forcing it open. What is this? Someone didn't want you getting out. Are you being usurped? They have zero foresight. What castle will they roll from if this one burns? You don't want to believe that your underlings have betrayed you, but this is no accident. Those ungrateful bastards. You choke on the thick black smoke from the fire. You can't believe you're being done in by a bunch of cowards. You'll see them in hell. How many endings? 14 out of 41. Woo! Okay. So we can do some more of the maiden, because that's the one that we have the least of. But I wanted to take a second to talk about how interesting like roles are, because they brought it up, and obviously like that's what you play by, right? Are these roles that each character has, and they're like pre-planned, right? It's like, oh well, you're the hero, right? Of course you're gonna be dutiful, heroic, diplomatic, right? These are characteristics of what makes a hero a hero. And I think that really interesting thing about this is it actually like really well like shifts to the real world, where we have our own ideas about how things are supposed to be. It's called, I always talk about this in my like sessions, but core beliefs. I will like always yap about core beliefs, because that's essentially what these are, right? These are core beliefs that these characters work off of. And so what a core belief is essentially, it is this idea that everyone has certain beliefs that they have about themselves and the world around them, right? So if we take like the hero, for example, right? He believes that a hero should be dutiful, right? I should have a duty, I should follow and carry that out, right? And so I'm going to do what I think a hero should do. And even when he's like looking at the underlings and the demons, right? He looks at them and he says, oh, this is what a demon is, right? This is how they act. And the more that he sees them behave, right, the more that it reinforces his core belief, which is why he like cuts them down and is fine doing that. And so core beliefs really are like these frameworks that we work off of. And they can be really, really stringent, right? They can really block out a lot of our critical thinking, or just like our thinking in general, because we have a bias. We believe things are supposed to be a certain way, and so then we don't even try to change that belief, right? If the Overlord never thought of being anything different than a tyrant, right, then that like narrows her frame of view and her choices. And so the fact that she doesn't want to be a tyrant, right, she doesn't believe in being held to that standard, helps her to actually live in a way that's different. And usually core beliefs are pretty like strict. Like they're stuff that is created from our experiences growing up, and they're continuously reinforced throughout. And so usually you can't just like flip a switch like this, like we're doing with the characters. But I think it's really interesting to see how they act differently when you flip that switch. And it's actually part of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. And the idea is like the more that we can gather evidence to prove otherwise for our beliefs, the more that we can like shift those beliefs and start like creating more positive core beliefs, right? Obviously you don't want to change positive core beliefs, but the more negative ones you would want to change. Okay, I'll take my therapy hat off, but I thought that was interesting. So yeah, let's continue. Sorry, I'm a yapper. When I get going, when I start talking about therapy, I can just yap. Okay. Okay, well I have hungry off, right? So you yell, but here does not come. The demon is put off by your sudden shouting and asks you to keep it down. You apologize. They seem more confused than hostile, which totally catches you off guard. You tell the demon your name and explain that you're a maiden from the village. You tell them that you were thinking maybe you can understand the role better if you were to hurry up and get taken away by a demon already. The demon doesn't seem to have really been listening to you, which is a little irritating. They agree to take you to the master nonetheless. After a long walk to the castle, you are introduced to the Overlord. You explain why you've come and she squints at you. It turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that the demons would one day seek you out, and something awful would happen. Then a hero would come to your rescue. You don't want to believe you've been lied to all along. Maybe it's just that you haven't been maiden-like enough. You ask the Overlord what you should do to be a more suitable maiden, but she doesn't seem to understand. Just go home and stop worrying about destiny so much. She makes it sound so simple. This Overlord seems like the complete opposite of you. You want to learn more about her and how she thinks. You insist on staying to talk with her more. The Overlord shares many stories about demons with you, and little by little you realize that they might not be the ruthless monsters you were raised to believe. As it turns out, she commanded her demons to avoid towns and villages. She didn't want to risk giving the humans an excuse to send a hero out after them. You realize that must be why you've never heard of any demons attacking your town. You express your gratitude to the Overlord on behalf of your village. She says you can thank her by telling the humans to stop raising heroes. She's tired of her servants getting killed off by them. You've always thought demons were violent and unreasonable creatures, but it seems the Overlord could say the same of humans. You may be different, but really they're just trying to live their lives the same as you. You feel like you're starting to understand things a lot better. But maybe everything I've said was to deceive you and the other humans. What would you do if I turned out to be super evil all along? Even if she were to capture you now, you think this place is far more interesting than the way things are back home. You kind of like not being told to expect demons to come after you all the time. You feel free. Honestly, you've always kept to yourself, but spending time with this Overlord has been very nice. You feel butterflies in your stomach. As you think that, a hero enters the room. You're surprised to see him at first until you realize he must have been sent to retrieve you. Confused, the hero asks you what's going on. You explain the situation, reassuring him that you are never in any danger. The hero expresses his relief that this whole misunderstanding hasn't led to any horrible consequences. You apologize for causing trouble, but really, didn't anyone read the note you left? Jeez. The hero asks if you'll return to the village with him to give everyone the news of your safety. The Overlord allows the two of you to leave, and you give her a little wave as you exit the room. You'll be back soon. You're about halfway back to the village when you feel something is off. Unable to shake your concern, you look back over your shoulder. You stop in your tracks. The castle is engulfed in flames. Is the Overlord alright? You can't return to the village like this. You have to know. You have to be sure everyone is safe. You've already taken off before the hero can even think of stopping you. You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. You pound your fist against the door helplessly. What were you thinking? This is all because you'd forgotten your role. Only a hero could pull this kind of thing off. See? Roles. Core beliefs. You start to cough. The smoke is too thick, you can hardly breathe. You realize you haven't got much time left now. You desperately head towards the stairs to save yourself. But the fire spread faster than you expected. You won't make it outside. You can't help but laugh. What a joke. A maiden saving the Overlord? If you just stayed true to your role, things wouldn't have ended like this. This is exactly the kind of punishment you deserve. Aw, you let the demon fire cleanse your rotten soul. Aw, that's so sad. Selfless maiden NB. Okay, up here's bad end. Okay, we've gotten 2, 5. Okay, we have like half of some of them. That's not bad. Oh! Interesting. Huh. Oh, there's like one like super ending at the end. Interesting. And it tells you which one like moves you to the ends. Interesting. Oh man. Okay, the brain worms are taking over. Okay, I want to get another thing for her, right? Whoa. What? Okay, so she can't do anything right now. We need to like change somebody. Oh, we can just turn these on? Oh, cool. Okay. That makes it a lot easier. I thought I had to go through and like choose theirs. Okay. Well, he's hungry, so I'm dead, right? Yeah. Excuse me. Oh man, this is a cool game. Okay, let's be polite. She lectures the underling that brought you here, who was apparently told not to leave their post. You wonder what cruel punishment awaits them. But to your surprise, she lets them off easy. The underling is dismissed, and the Overlord turns to you, looking very interested. You explain why you come, and she squints at you. Turns out she never had any plans to capture maidens, or to do anything else that would agitate the humans. You wonder for a moment if she might be lying, but it doesn't really seem like it. Still, this doesn't make any sense to you. You've always been told that demons would one day seek you out. Okay, this is like, we've kind of already heard all of this before. Yeah, go home. Makes it sound simple. You want to learn more about her, so you stay. Oh, okay, so we just unlocked Obedient. You don't want to cause any trouble, so you figure it's time to go home. Along the way, you encounter a hero. He's covered in demon blood. You are frightened by the sight of him. Run away. You return to the village alone. Everyone is very worried about you. They surround you with 1,000 questions, and you tell them your story. As you explain that the Overlord never had any intentions to harm anyone here, you notice the looks of uncertainty in the crowd. People are whispering things to each other while you speak to them. You are loudly interrupted by an older man. He rudely calls you a demon sympathizer. The crowd is growing unruly. You don't understand. You've only told them the truth. Do they not believe you? Everyone begins speculating what must have actually happened. They weave elaborate lies and ask you to prove your innocence. How could you have returned without the aid of a hero, they ask? Yeah, I was thinking we might need to go back and get the hero. You could not have possibly escaped the Overlord on your own without harm. You must be conspiring with the demons, trying to trick everyone into believing they aren't the horrible creatures we know them to be. Have the people of your village always been this blinded by their fears and hatred of things that they've never cared to know? This is also a really interesting thing about core beliefs, is if our mind doesn't align with... So if our core belief, right, doesn't align with... Oh, the real Robocher, thanks for the follow. I'm so sorry. If our core belief does not align with reality, it causes a lot of tension and like a lot of like uncomfortableness. Our brain really does not like to like not know things or to not feel comfortable or safe. And so when we get information that directly contradicts our core beliefs, we get really uncomfortable. And that's why you see like a lot of like, it's called like mental gymnastics nowadays. And you see a lot of people do a lot of mental gymnastics to make sure that the reality fits their worldview, right? Yeah, exactly. The brain tends to try and shift reality to fit our beliefs. And so that's why you see people believe like crazy things so that they can have that reality fit their narrative and their core belief. And this is usually called, denial is such a strong word for it, but essentially it's like, I want to keep believing what I believe, and so I'm going to ignore a lot of the facts or make them fit my narratives so that I can continue with my core beliefs. This is why you see a lot of like older people who have, it sounds bad, but like the older that you live, the more that you reinforce your core beliefs. And so that's why like older people can be really set in their ways. It's because they've already reinforced like decades worth of their core beliefs. And so when they're met with something that doesn't agree with that, they have to make up a narrative that fits that core belief. So, very interesting. You wonder how you missed that before. You're seized by the crowd, and voices from all sides are calling for public execution. You're to be burned at the stake. You don't want to die. You wonder, would it have been better to hide the truth? You don't like the thought of that. You've always lived honestly, so why has this happened? Why are you being punished? You hear the dissenting voices of your family and neighbors, but they, like you, are powerless against the momentum. They can only watch as you burn, and you can only cry for them. You are so, so sorry. Damn. Okay, so let's do all that over again, but then let's have him not be dutiful. This is such a fun game. I love it. Okay, let's obey, right? He asks what you're doing. Don't you know that Overlord's castle is like right there? You explain everything that happened. The hero seems to think you're lying to him. He asks if you've been brainwashed by the demons. What nerve. You're very upset that this so-called hero would treat you this way and leave in a huff. You return to the village alone. Everyone was very worried about you. Damn, what the fuck? Okay. Maybe let's not be obedient, because then he'll find us, then we'll... No, because then we won't leave. Maybe let's just turn off diplomatic. Maybe that's harming him. No! Okay. Let's think. Okay, I guess maybe let's do... Let's not be obedient. Let's go against the grain. Refuse! You put your foot down and tell her you're not going anywhere. You still want to fulfill your destiny, even if you have to make it happen on your own. She's a little frustrated at your stubbornness, but doesn't kick you out or anything. Hooray. The Overlord shares stories. Yeah, we've seen all this. As you think that, a hero enters the room. The hero suddenly dashes towards the Overlord, sword drawn. Protect her? Okay, let's do nothing first, because that ends in a death. The hero's blade pierces the Overlord, and she lets out a horrible scream. You flinch. The Overlord is slain. The hero smiles and holds out his hand to you, saying it's time to go home. His glove is drenched in blood. Hesitantly, you take his hand. The hero, she's like, what the fuck? The hero guides you through the castle, past the corpses of his enemies. You try to keep your eyes at your feet. There's blood everywhere. You shut your eyes, but even then, you can't escape the smell. All of this was because of you, wasn't it? You exit the castle, and the hero leads you back to the village. Everyone celebrates the hero's great triumph over the demons. You feel sick, but you take part in the festivities regardless. Damn. Okay, let's do that again, but then let's get the martyr. Refuse to leave. Protect her. You selfless. Oh no! You selflessly throw yourself in front of the hero's blade, acting as a shield. It's funny, you think. You never could have imagined this would be the way that you die. The roles are all switched around, but it feels right to you somehow. You are glad your destiny turned out to be saving someone rather than being saved yourself. As your vision fades, you hope that everything turns out alright for your new friend. Okay, so with that, let's see what happens with the Overlord now. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's go back to character select. Let's put on obedient. Grant them a day off time. Before you even know how to react, he makes his move and the maiden makes hers. She used her own body to shield you from the hero's blade. Why? Why has this happened? The maiden falls to the floor lifeless as the pool of blood beneath her grows. So does your rage. This hero has taken something precious from this world. You lose control. And the hero is obliterated. But your hatred for the humans has not yet been sated. You go on to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. Ooh, Vengeful Overlord NB. Damn. Beep, what happens if, antisocial? The maiden does what she's told and takes her leave. You figure you may as well go back to bed now. But you didn't get the rest for very long. One of your underlings is tearing at your throat out. You try to struggle, but you can tell you're already mortally wounded. What have you done to deserve this kind of ending? Remember now, you gave this one a day off and this is how it repays you? You die wondering if you could have done anything to prevent this. Damn, what the fuck? Let's just flip that switch. What? Okay, I guess that's the one we get locked in. What happens if we make him hungry? Cause then the maiden won't come to us, right? You're awakened by one of your underlings. A hero wishes to speak with you. Yeah, he inquires about a maiden who is rumored to be here, but you've never seen her. Humans don't visit often, or ever really. As the hero takes his leave, you wonder why he totally trusted you there. Heroes traditionally kill demons. This guy seemed like he was bad at his job in your opinion. Whatever, you're still feeling sleepy, so you go right back to your nap. No, that's probably the same, right? Oh wait, no, you hear voices in the hall. You aren't sure how long you slept. The sound of a shutting door forces you awake. Before you know it, everything around you is being engulfed by flames. What's going on? You try to escape, but something's blocking the door. Okay. So we have half of the endings. I guess we can get the ones like of these, because that's just like the same thing, right? You awake to a huge commotion outside. A hero has shown up and started totally murdering your soldiers. What the hell, guy? You rush out into the battlefield to confront this jerkwad. You curse at him and very rudely inquire his reasons for doing all this. The hero yells at you, demanding you return the maiden you're holding captive. You don't know what he's talking about, but you can't forgive his actions. You do battle with the hero, but he has grown strong from cutting down your army. You are unable to defeat him. With decisive swings, he stabs and cuts you to pieces. You fall, you have failed your subjects. You spit curses weakly. You wish you'd been stronger. Maybe you were never suited to be the overlord in the first place. The truth was, you were never that much more powerful than the demons who served you. It was the title, the control that gave you strength. These are your thoughts that you swallowed by darkness. Conquered overlord. Okay, what happens if we don't let the underling go? Get back to work. You give them a lecture about responsibility and unquestioning obedience. Your servants ought to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. They look really unhappy with you, but you're sure they'll thank you for this later. Venturing too far from the castle tends to spell death. You dismiss the underling and lie down in your nice and comfy overlord bed. All that lecturing made you want to take a nap. You fall asleep pretty quick. Just another one of your amazing talents as the overlord. Damn! Oh yeah, because he's dutiful. Okay, so if she's not polite, what happens if we're the underling? She seems very frightened and screams for a hero to come save her. You consider your options. When the maiden realizes you're not going to hurt her, she regains her composure. Now she's started talking to you like you're friends or something. You don't understand humans at all. You speak the same language, of course, which has always confused you. Because why is there conveniently only one language in the world? If demons and humans have independent societies, wouldn't it make sense for them to have their own language? The maiden is going on and on about some kind of destiny she's trying to fulfill. The bottom line, from what you gather, is that she wants you to take her to the Overlord. Sounds like it could be interesting. Besides, you have nothing better to do. Satisfied with your day out, you take the maiden back to the castle and present her to the Overlord. We already asked. Where did this? The Overlord nods and says everything's cool as long as you always listen to her from now on. You're impressed with what an easygoing boss she is. You mentioned how you can't believe you and your friends even... right. Yeah, we did see that. Yeah, sure. Who does this guy think he is? Coming in here and killing everyone. Oh wait, we already did that one. Shoot. Skip. 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 Save yourself. You look around at the lifeless forms of those you've known as far back as you can remember. You feel glad to not be in their shoes. You also feel guilty to be thinking that as you flee the castle, until you remember your role, not as an underling, but as a demon. This kind of thing is expected of you. Maybe you'll start a new life, far away from any humans or demons, where you'll live peacefully, alone in some deep dark forest somewhere. Okay, so what are we missing? Oh, we have 7 out of 10 for the Overlord. Okay, so if we choose, there's some outcome with the hero that we haven't seen yet that's going to change. Oh wait, what? Okay. So if he's diplomatic and she's obedient, then we'll get here, and then if he's not disloyal, then we'll have another ending after that. Okay. Go home. What? You notice the sounds of battle have started ringing through your castle halls. The maiden is getting nervous, but you're reassured it's only your underlings. Roughhousing, no big deal. Oh, because we made the hero, like, heroic, or whatever, diplomatic. You know it's probably a hero, but you don't want to upset the maiden by telling her that. Your army will take care of it. It isn't long before the hero bursts into your room. But he shouldn't have made it here. Why didn't they stop him? The hero just stands there unsure of himself. He's covered in demon blood. As the maiden speaks to him, trying to explain the situation, you move past the hero and out the door. You're not thinking clearly. Seeing your servants' bodies in pieces all strewn about your castle is really taking it out of you. That hero did this? There's so much blood. Why? Did he come for the maiden? Did he think she needed rescuing? There was no one for this hero to save you. There was never any harm meant to anyone. You were just talking to her. Why does it turn out like this? The maiden shouts something behind you. And you turn just in time to see her throw herself between you and the hero's blade. Oh god. It pierced her chest and she falls to the floor lifeless. As the pool of blood beneath her grows, so does your rage. This hero has taken everyone from you now. You lose control, and the hero is obliterated. You go on to destroy them all and become ruler of the entire world. Oh, that must be ending A? Yeah. Okay. So now let's make her not a martyr. Get the day off. Let her stay for a while. You feel a sharp pain through your back. You look down to see a blade protruding from your chest. Oh, that was careless of you. So this is how you die, stabbed in the back by some cowardly hero. What a joke, you're supposed to be the ruthless one. That's right, humans can be trusted, not if this one is what they're capable of. You should have remembered that before letting one in. You watch as the hero takes the maiden's hand, leading her through the sea of corpses he'd left in his wake. Captured by a demon, at least you got what you... Okay, yeah. Okay, so let's turn off this. Okay, that should be right? What do you guys think of the game so far? I'm like really enjoying it. What? Maybe he tries to... Oh, let's take off heroic. That'll do it. Okay. I was curious. Right? It's pretty neat. Let them go. Here we go. You're certain this should return more time. Okay. Wait. Why? Maybe if he's disloyal? Oh, okay. You've almost fallen asleep. Oh, okay, we're getting the other side of this. You've almost fallen asleep and the maiden and the hero burst into your room, frantically trying to communicate something to you. You're told that a group of demons is plotting to assassinate you. You're not surprised. How nice of the humans to care about you, though. One of your underlings barges in next, shouting that the humans are liars. They're followed by another group of demons, crying that everything that was that first underling's plan. Everyone is shouting over each other now, and it's very annoying. You yell for all of them to shut their traps. You have no doubt that your servants would let their ambition cloud their judgment and lead them to try to take your throne. Regardless of who led this conspiracy, I have no choice but to punish everyone to keep you all in your place, crushed beneath my heel. Saying that made you feel very overlord-like. I'm not sure if you have the strength to back it up, though. Lately, all you do is sleep. Plan A. I set that on fire. Well, I wonder if I can choose something else here. You should have expected this from a bunch of idiot demons, though. You notice the maiden crying. Why does she have to die over something that has nothing to do with her? Perhaps she was cursed from the moment she spoke to you. You wonder if you're cursed as well. You're so filled with anger and frustration, you don't even notice that you've grabbed the underling whose traitors blamed everything on. They cry for mercy, saying that they were dragged into this plot knowing they'd be killed if they took your side. They cry that they didn't want to have to kill you. You almost feel sorry for them. Okay, I'm gonna do this one first just to get that ending. Here backs away, he is wise not to interfere. Doesn't make you feel any better. The underling's corpse burns along with you and 2 humans. Okay. But that was towards the right ending, I think. Or at least it'll get us another, let them go. Forgive them. You release the underling. Killing them wouldn't make you feel any better. Besides, they've already gotten their punishment. You all burn. Wait, what? Overlord's true end. Oh. Before you're taken back to the reset the story once again, you pause for a moment. Oh, hey! Kat, how you doing? Welcome, welcome. Hi, we're playing this game called Bad End Theater. It's really interesting. It's like a puzzle game, but also you get like different characteristics of the characters. And so it's really, really interesting. And so you're trying to like piece together the story while also like turning people's characteristics on and off. And we just got to one of the true endings and the game just kind of like broke a bit to like get a little meta. But hello, hi, I'm Bio-Roxas. I play a lot of Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy. I've been branching out a little bit. I really have been enjoying using my background in clinical counseling, clinical therapy to dive into games and talk about behavior and psychology. And so actually with this game, we were talking about how like roles really keep you like locked in place. And so each character, right, there's like different tropes. There's a hero, there's a maiden, there's an underling, and there's a overlord. And they all have these different characteristics that are like, quote unquote, how they're supposed to act, but you can turn those off. And so it's been really interesting to like play around with. But if you need to raid and run, or if you guys need to head out, by all means, yeah, I'm gonna get back to it. True end, you say to yourself. What was the point of all my effort if the true end is this terrible? Exactly. You must have forgotten where you were. This is Bad End Theater. Is the pain setting in? Oh, but you should have been well aware of what you'd been shown when you entered this place. It's a problem I've seen quite often. At some point, you grew attached to my little cast. You started to relate to their flaws, their plights. You started wishing for their happiness. But you aren't going to find that in my theater. My lovingly crafted labyrinth of suffering. Oh, okay. So this is not really spoilers, but we did get through like a bunch of different stories of these main cast, like trying to figure out a story that keeps them alive. And so the game just kind of broke and went a little fourth wall breaking. Anyway, I hope you'll pardon the interruption. You're making great progress. The choice to continue on to the next ending is always yours. I'll leave you to it, dear guest. Reset the stage. Okay. Oh, there's more. Oh, and the true ending gives you a different characteristic, I bet. Okay, let's get the underling's characteristics. Because I think this will help us unlock more of the story. You figure if people are this upset at just the sight of you, they won't fully appreciate any terrible acts that you'd commit. Also, they might fight back. That probably wouldn't end well. You're just one little underling after all. This little day out has been adequately refreshing. You return to the castle thinking you'll take a nap. Okay, so we have to be disloyal a little bit. You sneak into the Overlord's room. She's taking a nap like usual. It's almost too easy. You silently approach your master. She looks so peaceful. Chicken out. Okay, we do want the coward. You don't want to kill her. You can't go through with it. You turn to leave the room, but you find your friends blocking the exit. In a panicked whisper, you ask them to let you out. This seems to have been their way of testing your loyalty. You tell them this is pretty fucked up and ask again to be let out. The Overlord stirs in her bed while your head is turned. The demons shut the door. You scramble into the Overlord's closet to hide before she wakes up and sees you. There's nothing you could possibly say to explain this and survive. You're trembling. You can't believe these assholes would bully you like this. You feel like crying. Light flickers at your feet. It doesn't take you long to realize they've set the room on fire. You hear the Overlord trying to get the door open. To no avail. You're both trapped. Too afraid to move, you resign yourself to your fate. You and the Overlord burn together. Yeesh. Okay, so let's do this again, but we'll skip. Then we'll leave. We'll be disloyal. We'll kill her. You figured the cleanest way to do this would be to dig your claws into her throat, so you do just that. She wakes, but not in time to stop you. You watch as she chokes on her blood, cursing you before finally expiring. That felt terrible. You remind yourself it was either her or you, and you weren't about to let yourself get killed by anyone. You leave the room to find your friends waiting just outside. You look pleased, only now do they realize they must have planned to use you like this from the beginning. You are the new ruler of this castle. Your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that they will one day betray you as you have betrayed your overlord. Whoa. Oh, that's not his true ending. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so we got her true ending. Oh, okay, wait. So if the hero is... if we're antisocial and she's obedient... okay. So there's one that is... I don't know. There's two endings. There's three endings here we haven't gotten. Oh, but we only have one more ending to get for the Overlord? Which is... this one? I guess we don't need to unlock everything, right? But we can get a bad end to here if we... Okay, Overlord begins story. Lets the underling have the day off. Allows the maiden to stay in chat. If he's dutiful, something else happens. Okay, so grant them a day off. What? Oh, okay. Let's do that. Right. Let her stay for a while and talk. The hero starts babbling insincere apologies and excuses, realizing his wrongdoing. But you're far beyond hearing that kind of bullshit. You've had it with these humans always murdering their servants for no reason. You no longer hold yourself back and lash out at the hero. When you regain control, there's nothing left of the hero. The maiden has fled in terror. You are alone. Oh! A letter flutters down from beyond the curtain. Oh, this is so cool! You found lost letter number 4. What does that mean? Oh. Wait, okay. My love, do you remember when we first met? I had just finished one of my scripts. One I was quite proud of, in fact. As I read it aloud, you happened to pass by. What a terrible ending, you said. Why should these poor fools have to die? You were so rude, you wouldn't accept any of my justifications, and yet, you managed to convince me. It really would be better if everyone could live in harmony, however unrealistic that felt. I look back fondly on that day, even now. I wonder if, somewhere, you're thinking of it too. Forever yours, Tragedy. Interesting. Okay, so we have 2 more endings for the underling. Okay, so we need diplomatic and possessive. You sneak up to the Overlord's room, but there's a couple of humans in there. You watch the scene unfold. You aren't sure why, but the Overlord suddenly cuts down the hero. She approaches the maiden you brought to her earlier. With the Overlord distracted, you figure this is as good a chance as any. You launch a sneak attack, getting her right in the back. She flinches, giving you enough advantage to take her down. You rip the Overlord apart until she stops moving. That was messier than you would have liked. The maiden mutters something from the corner. Thank you for saving me. It wasn't your intention, but it sounds like you did something heroic. You tell the maiden to go home. This place is dangerous. She follows your advice and leaves the castle. Your castle. You are the new overlord. Overlord underling. Okay, so then we have his main ending, right? Which we've seen, kind of? The underling is killed by the overlord out of retribution. Oh, okay, so these are characteristics that we haven't unlocked yet. I understand, okay. So merciful, antisocial, obedient. Okay, so we need to unlock more of their endings. Like, more of their characteristics. Okay, okay, let's follow this. I guess it can be dutiful, doesn't matter. Beautiful. You find the maiden being held captive by the overlord, just as you suspected. But for some reason you can't sense anything sinister happening. You all look at each other in surprise and confusion. This is no time to hesitate. I guess we'll do this one. You lunge forward, driving your blade. Oh, wait. Okay, we already did that one. Oops. Beautiful, beautiful. Ask the maiden what's going on. She explains that she came here on her own and was never in any danger. She hesitantly asks why you're covered in blood. You don't know how to respond. The overlord moves past you, not the door, to see your army in lifeless, bloody piles. She's wailing, it's horrible. This is your chance, hero. You hope she'll let this whole thing slide if you could just explain yourself. You really try, but the overlord is inconsolable. She tears you apart and the maiden watches in silence. As you die, you can't help but think you probably deserve this. Okay, we got that one. Okay, now let's do coward, diplomatic. But the overlord objects to this. The maiden tries to tell her that she'll come right back, but the overlord refuses to hear it. The maiden seems nervous. As a hero, it's your job to mediate situations like these. You tell the overlord that if she doesn't let the two of you go, you have to assume she's evil. You'll be forced to vanquish her. You leave me no choice. The overlord pauses before suddenly jumping you. You're helpless as she disembowels you with her claws. How horrible, you came all this way only to be met with this cruel fate. You should have destroyed these evil creatures while you had the chance. Your dying wish is for the maiden to somehow make it out of this alive. Okay, so that was a good number of endings. Okay, so if she's a if she's a martyr, then that changes because we accidentally kill her. Probably any of them, right? We'll just do like, you lunge forward to put an end to the evil overlord, but your blade pierces the maiden instead. She has sacrificed herself to protect this demon. It takes you a moment to recover from the shock. The expressions of this is really good. Like it's really, really good. Well done. The overlord wails. Why did you do that? You're not sure if the question is directed at you. The overlord strikes at you in vengeful rage. You parry and she is slain. Your sword feels heavy. You look at your hands, your clothes. Blood. So much blood. You look to the fallen maiden, wondering what to tell the townspeople. Why would she protect the overlord? She must have been brainwashed by demonic magic. You pick up the overlord's head, wrapping it in your cape, and begin your long journey back to town. You will say that you were too late, that nothing could be done for the girl. The overlord is slain. There will be celebration. Yeesh. Okay, so if we have disloyal, is that it? Disloyal and merciful? Whoa. She's going to kill his retribution. It continues to cry and make excuses, but the overlord does nothing. Ribs, hey, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Ow. Yeah, we're playing a new game called Bad in Theater, and it's really fun. It's like a puzzle game with like this really interesting story, and you're trying to like keep everyone alive. But then it like goes kind of meta, and like the game stops and breaks the fourth wall, and is like, there is no good endings. It's really interesting. Are demons capable of mercy? guess it doesn't matter now. You'll all burn together. Hero's true end. No matter the perspective, the true ending remains the same. That's what makes it true. You couldn't resist seeing it for yourself though, could you? I wonder what will happen when you collect them all. Will you give in to despair? Or... So yeah, that was his true ending. So we have 2 more endings to get for him, which is if antisocial and obedient. Let's be the hero again. It's super it's so cool. I feel bad that we're like skipping it. But okay, on your way to the Overlord's castle, you spot a maiden heading back towards the village. She couldn't have come from the Overlord's castle, could she? This may be the exact maiden you're currently seeking to rescue. I think it'd be entertaining if the secret ending to this game was a worse ending. Don't say that! You approach her with curiosity. You ask the maiden what she's doing. Doesn't she know the Overlord's castle is like right there? It's dangerous. The maiden explains that she spoke with the Overlord, and it turns out the demons never had any diabolical plans to harm the village or anyone in it. Trusting, there we go. You have no reason to assume she's lying to you. Even though her story is kind of hard to believe, you feel you should trust her. Until you're pretty surprised that everyone has been wrong about demons all along. The townspeople must be informed of this immediately. The 2 of you return to the village. They had all been so worried. They praise you for your bravery. But the maiden quickly sets the record straight. There was nothing she needed to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers look to you for an explanation. You politely inform them it isn't your story to tell. You merely ran into her on the way to the castle. She explains that the Overlord isn't interested in capturing maidens, or anything of the sort. Oh, thanks for the hydration. Also, hidden job. Here you go. The villagers turn to you again in disbelief. They aren't being subtle in how little they trust this maiden's story. You totally believe her, but to placate these fair citizens, you volunteer to speak to the demons personally, just in case. The crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You're too busy thinking what a great and reliable hero you are to hear what they're saying. Uh-oh, the town elder's voice breaks you out of your thoughts. He implores you to meet with the Overlord immediately, and says they'll all keep an eye on the maiden until you return. You figure that sounds alright, but the mood is kind of intense for some reason. Did you miss something? You aren't sure what's going on, but you get the feeling it might be bad to leave the maiden on her own. But she suddenly takes off running. Oh, you thought the 2 of you were in this together. Her actions have convinced the crowd that she's obviously been a liar and a witch from the start. People are shouting for you to hunt her and her demon friends down already, but that doesn't sound like a very heroic task. You can't help but feel these people are wrong. It's up to you to catch up to her, and talk to the demons in order to clear up this misunderstanding. You valiantly dash after the maiden toward the Overlord's castle. But you were too late. Through the unguarded gates, you spot a group of demons surrounding a body. The maiden, she was a fool to have trusted the demons after all. Your hero blood is boiling. You'll avenge her death. You charge through the gates to eliminate every demon you see. What the fuck are you doing killing all my soldiers? The Overlord is angry. You vow to exterminate her and all of demonkind. You clash again and again, but the Overlord isn't going down easily. You're both dangerously low on health when everything goes black. Your quest has come to an abrupt end. Oh, because the other guy wasn't unloyal, was it? Oh, he was disloyal. Interesting. So one more ending. Well, okay, which was okay, let's play this out. I think there was a skull that told us what to do. Yeah. She can't be trusted. You aren't sure you should listen to this maiden. You've been taught your whole life that demons are evil. You ask if she's sure about all this, but she gets very upset that you think she would lie to you. She storms off before you can say anything else. You decide to return to the village, certain that she must have been the kidnapped maiden you were sent to rescue. Glad that took care of itself. You take your time walking home. Job well done today, you think to yourself. As you walk past the town square, you notice the whole village is crowded around. Is that the maiden you saw earlier? She's bound to a wooden stake. The crowd is in a frenzy. Smoke begins to rise and you stand idly by as flames consume the maiden. She must have done something horrible to deserve that. She seemed nice though, you think. But evil comes in all forms, you reassure yourself. You decide to call it a day and return to your house, but you can't escape this sinking feeling. Maybe you aren't cut out for this role. Yeesh. There we go. Letter number 1. This is so cool. My love, it just isn't fair at all, is it? For them to force us apart like this. It's unreasonable, cruel. I had to find an outlet for this grief somehow, so I decided to write. And I'll keep writing until the day you find me once more. And then, maybe we could write a story together. I'm waiting for that day. Forever yours, Tragedy. Oh, we just have one here? Okay, let's get the maiden. Because we need a lot more of the maiden endings. Okay, so if the maiden, if he's disloyal, she's trusting. That should work. Okay. Introduce yourself. Were we supposed to be obedient? I think we were. He's very surprised that demons don't seem to be as malicious as you were raised to believe. The two of you return to the village, hoping to communicate this to everyone. They'd all been so worried and very glad that the hero brought you back. You quickly set the record straight. You weren't rescued because there was nothing to be rescued from in the first place. The villagers seemed confused and looked at the— Okay, we just saw this. We're just seeing her perspective of it. She looks so mad. She's like, what the fuck? Why'd you listen to me? Crowd breaks into hushed whispers. You hear words like trickery and demon sympathizer being thrown around, which makes you frown. You're pretty shocked that everyone's this hesitant to believe you. Does the hero even trust you? You aren't sure anymore. An old man implores the hero to go speak with the overlord immediately. He says you should be held prisoner and considered dangerous until the hero returns. Much to your disbelief, the crowd agrees with him. Because of course, if you were conspiring with the demons, they can't afford to let their guard down. The whole village would be slaughtered by monsters. The hero doesn't say anything. He'll be tied up and tossed into a cell at this rate. If you're gonna be held captive by anyone, it's gonna be the overlord, not your fellow countrymen. Ooh. Let's do this one. You boldly announce that you'll accompany the hero to prove yourself. You'd rather risk what's out there instead of staying in a village that doesn't trust you. That's a good shot. No one seems to know how to react. You grab the hero by the wrist and take off before anyone stops you. Near the castle's entrance, you spy a group of suspicious demons congregating. They're talking about assassinating the overlord. You have to warn her. But the hero shakes his head. He says that this isn't true nature of demons. The world is better off with less of them. This isn't right, you think. What kind of hero passes up the chance to save a life? See, it's so interesting that when you start getting to the true, quote-unquote true ending, the art style changes. So we go, we wake her up, right? I wonder if we can... No. The overlord seems to have followed your frantic explanation, but clearly doesn't understand the urgency of the situation. The underling you recognize from before barges in, calling you a liar. Yeah, we've seen this. Silence threatens them with violence. They leave, they set the house, or they set the room on fire. If only you ignored those demons before, you and the hero wouldn't have stumbled into this situation. If you had just pretended not to hear them, if you left as you were told, only the overlord would have been killed. But you couldn't have done that. That path isn't an option for you. You think that no matter what, you'll always strive for the path where everyone survives. It must exist. It simply must. The overlord seizes her underling. They beg for their life. You pray. You don't know what else to do, so you just pray. The overlord spares the underling. You feel relieved, but does it make any difference? Will you all burn together? Maiden's true ends. It can't end like this. Keep collecting bad endings for now. Oh, but I want to... Okay, let's keep collecting the other endings. Oh, that's so interesting. Okay. I want to get all the endings before we, like, move forward. Possessive, diplomatic. Disloyal gives a different ending. Okay. Okay, so she's possessive. Okay, we've seen all this, leaving no choice. The overlord slowly jumps. You want to cry out, but the scream catches in your throat. You watch because you can't look away. Had she really been lying to you all along? You wonder if this is your punishment for questioning the divine plan. The overlord approaches you now. You back yourself into a corner. So the guy is disloyal, right? So he's gonna jump her. Your expression is complicated. Being captured by the overlord in a horrible way like this was your destiny after all. But the overlord stops, or rather, someone has stopped her. Whatever held back your scream before doesn't stop you this time. The overlord is being ripped to shreds by one of her demon underlings. You think you recognize them, but it's hard to tell with all the blood. Everyone stopped moving now. The room is silent, save for the underlings' heavy breathing. You thank them for what they've done, even though it was awful. You feel you've been rescued from a terrible fate. They look at you, confused for a moment, but then puff out their chest. You should probably go home. This place is dangerous. You follow their advice and make your way out of the castle. You decide never to leave home again for the rest of your life. The colors start blending. Oh, because it's like converging. Interesting. Oh, that's fascinating. She vows to keep you very safe from now on. You're afraid to find out what that means, but there's no one left to save you. You belong to the Overlord now. Okay, so now we have ending... Okay, we had that one before? Okay, it's diplomatic, disloyal. I think we just did something wrong here. Whoa. Wait, what was... Oh, possessive. Just in case. Because we'll leave, right? And then we'll come back. Huh? Bum, bum, bum. Wait, what? So that's the true end. Oh, okay, so we gotta take off Merciful. Oops. The Overlord's claws pierce the underling's chest. They scream an awful scream. Consumed by flame. Is that the actual ending though? Devout Maiden. Was that really one of them? Oh, it was. Okay. Okay. Trusting. Maiden chooses to leave. So if he's trusting. Okay, the Maiden returns to see the Overlord alone. He's disloyal when something happens. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Fuck. And when it's all the same color shades, when it's a true route, all the colors get used together. That's so cool. Okay, obey her. Leave on your own. You can prove yourself without anyone's help. You make a run for the Overlord's castle, leaving the hero behind. Okay, so we see them talking, they immediately notice you, you overheard them, the underling you recognized from before is the first to do something about it. This is the way it has to be. They suddenly attack you, in that moment you regret having ever trusted the demons. You die instantly. So now it's a reset. Take off Disloyal. Go here, obey her, leave on your own. But as you get closer, you start to notice a tower of black smoke darkening a beautiful blue sky. The castle is engulfed in flames. What in God's names could have happened? You scan the fleeing demons, but the Overlord isn't among them. Against your better judgment, you rush into the burning castle to find her. You quickly reach the Overlord's room, but the door is shut tight. The handle is too hot to touch. You're too weak to force it open. Oh, you've seen all this. Selfless Maiden and A. Didn't we see that one already? Oh, interesting. Okay, so there's one more that we have to get for the gremlin. That'll give us this. Okay, so Disloyal, Tyrant. Okay. Oh, I don't think we chickened out last time. You don't want to kill her. We can't go through it. Oh no, we did do that. I'm confused. Wait. Let me look. Oh, we don't have his. Oh, we don't have the true ending here. But there's like this branching path. If we go through. Okay, so if she's not resolute, we'll get another Okay, so we need antisocial, obedient, and trusting. I completely forgot it. So stupid. Antisocial. Okay. Let's try this. You and your friends turn to notice the maiden from earlier as they overheard your entire conversation. It'd be bad for you if the Overlord found out about this. Captor, toss her in the dungeon. You and your friends seize the maiden and bring her to the dungeon under the castle. It's empty save for the decorative skulls. They're only there to make it feel more spooky. The maiden is very upset. You leave her in the cell to continue scheming with your friends. But now a hero has arrived at the front gates. He's asking about a maiden, perhaps the very one you just locked up. The gatekeeper, who must have seen everything, tells the hero exactly what happened. What an idiot, you think. Why give the hero an excuse to start slaughtering us? The hero yells, prepare to face justice, and other such cliche hero lines before driving his sword into the gatekeeper's torso. Hey Jago, how you doing? You're small compared to a lot of your friends, so you're able to slip away without getting cut up by that sword. You get to thinking, if this hero took down the Overlord for you, everything might actually work out in your favor. You wait for things to die down outside before poking your head out. You spot the Overlord and hero locked in battle. They've worn each other down, making this very easy for you. Once an opening presents itself, you hit the back of the hero's head, knocking him out. What are you doing? Couldn't you tell this was a duel? You don't respond, you have to carry out the assassination. You tackle her to rip her to shreds with your claws until she stops moving. You finish off the hero next, you can't let him revive and come after you later. Kind of a cheap victory, but it doesn't make any difference. Anyone who manages to survive comes crawling out of their hiding places. You are the new ruler of this castle, your subjects bow before you. You live in fear that one day they'll betray you, as you betrayed your Overlord. Okay. So we have 2 more endings to get. Let's get this one. Disloyal and Captor. Okay. So this is the one where we are polite. We will obey her. We will leave on our own, and because it's a captor, we're gonna die in the cell. Okay. They immediately notice you overheard them and decide to lock you in the dungeon before you can cause any trouble. You cry out, but the demons ignore your protests. You can't believe you escaped possibly being thrown in a cell back in your village, only to be tossed in this awful place. This is terrible. Who's going to keep those demons from harming the Overlord? You hope she can fend for herself. You sure can't. You hear the sounds of battle echoing through the halls outside. Did the hero follow you? If he's out there, your cries don't reach him. After a while, the violence seems to die down. It's impossible to tell what's happened. You continue to wait, but no one comes for you. Unable to escape, you rot in that cell. Wolf. And there's the third letter, or second letter. I've finally fulfilled a childhood dream of mine. Yes, that's right. I opened up my very own theater. You'd be so proud. If you can only see it, I know how much it would have meant to you to be at my side on opening night. I'm sorry for going ahead without you, but I thought if my theater could become world famous, then maybe you just might hear of it, wherever you are. Forever yours, Tragedy. Okay. So now we can get the true ending for him. The chance of atmosphere. Oh. Okay. Disloyal. Spares you, rather she'd see you suffer instead. Or maybe she'd rather see you suffer instead. Looking around, you're just gone from one dead end to another. The maiden is crying, the hero is silent. You'll all burn together. Okay, so we got that one. The letter flutters down. Oh, so we have to use the maiden to get the other ending. Interesting. I've been feeling a little depressed lately. Many patrons have come to my theater, but none so far have stayed to experience every tale in its entirety. The critics haven't exactly been kind, but I understand. My stories aren't exactly crowd pleasers. Despite that, you always listen to that very end. Oh, to the very end. I'm grateful for that. Hope to see you again soon. And then what's the fourth one? Oh, right, yeah. Why should there be bad endings? Okay. So now let's play as her. Be polite. Refuse to leave. And then here we go. Yeah, it can't end like this. That's so cool. You want to answer the maiden's prayers. You've decided to find a way to save everyone. But retracing the paths you've seen so far, There doesn't seem to be any room to avoid a bad ending. Is there really nothing you can do to keep them all from getting killed in the end? There's nothing you can do by acting from within their story. Maybe it's time to take things into your own hands. Let's go! Oh! You, what? You are question mark, question mark, question mark. You boldly insert yourself into the story and use your incredible power to warp everyone to safety. You didn't know you could do that, but what's going on here? You take a moment to get a good look at yourself. You are you, but why are you pitch black? You feel that this body doesn't accurately represent you, but you move past it. The hero, maiden, underling, and overlord have been staring at you too. It looks like they don't really know what they're supposed to do right now. You guess that's because you're usually the one guiding them. What will you say to them? Hi. You smile awkwardly and introduce yourself. The maiden is the first to respond. My prayer's been answered. You must be her god? No, you're merely the player. If it was any god here, that'd be the final boss. That's just how those role-playing games go. Now you realize what the real true ending must be. Now, enough of this. I admit I've been encouraging all along, but a self-insert story, how passé. You watch helplessly as tragedy descends from the heavens. You didn't honestly believe you were the only one who could force your way into the stage, did you? I'm the narrator, storyteller, god of this world. Call me tragedy if you like. Darkness envelops your party. You don't mind if I send each of them back to relive one of their many bad endings, right? That's so fucked up. You're alone in the darkness with me, tragedy. I sincerely hope you've been enjoying your time in my theater. Though I can't abide you stealing this show without permission. It's quite disrespectful. And frankly, you should never have come to a place called Bad End Theater. Haven't we already been over this? You think defeating me might just be the only way to see a better ending? It's all that's left for you, isn't it? Well, this does sound like it could be entertaining. Show me what you've got. Time to fight God. What? What? The stage is set for your final battle against me, the god of this world. What will you do? How will you fight against tragedy itself? I'd love to see it. I feel like defend because that won't cause some pain, right? You try closing off your heart to protect yourself, but it doesn't make you feel any better. Was that all? You'll never defeat me like that. You try your best to tear me down, but you can't seem to do any damage. You don't truly exist in this world after all. Perhaps you don't understand just how outclassed you are here. Whoa. Behold my beautifully tragic tales. Oh, they're all like different colors. Doesn't seeing them all again make your heart ache? You've witnessed all 41 of my painstakingly crafted endings. You must be as much of a masochist as me. Commend your thoroughness. Surely these characters have a special place in your heart. They're still suffering backstage. You know it's a shame they couldn't make it here to the end of the world. That's right, you came here to save them. You can't do this alone. What? What is happening? You find the hero in his home, hunched over a sewing table. Your sudden intrusion scares the hell out of the poor guy. Are you some kind of demon? You explain that no, you're not a demon. How can you explain it in a way the hero can understand? Instead, you ask what he's sewing. Oh, this? I craft all my own hero gear. You sense his pride in his hobby. You wonder if the costumes are what attract him to the role of hero. Would you like some clothes? You don't seem to be wearing any. Remember the state of your body and decide that yes, some clothes from the hero would be nice. He is overjoyed by your answer. Apparently his outfits are too gaudy for the other townsfolk, so no one else wants them. The true end for the hero suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change his fate. I can make a living as a tailor rather than a hero? Please tell me what I can do to reach that dream. The hero will now fight alongside you. Oh, so you got every single ending, right? So you can like summon each one. I agree to follow you, but I didn't expect to face something like this. The hero's arrived. We really couldn't have a final boss battle without him. You're the one who's been killing us, murderer. I can't call myself a hero until I see you defeated. We'll see about that. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. Oh, okay, oh. Oh, this is so interesting. I think we summon everyone, right? And we have 41 health because we saw all 41 endings. This is so cool! You happen to find the maiden as she exits the church. Her heart set on meeting a demon. Perfect timing. She approaches you, having already taken notice of your odd form. Excuse me, are you a traveler? I've never seen anyone like you before. You explain that no, you're not a traveler. Well, maybe you are in a sense. You've come all this way. The maiden regards you with excited curiosity. Then perhaps you might be a demon. I was hoping I would meet one today. You think of all the terrible fates that hope would bring about. She's the catalyst of this story, after all. My role as a maiden is to be captured by the Overlord, but you see, I've grown so tired of waiting. You remember this part. She wanted to understand her role better, and so you ask what it is that she's really hoping to gain from this. The maiden is confused by your question. Perhaps it was as simple as wanting to reach the place she felt like she belonged. The true end for this maiden suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change her fate. If there's something I can do to find fulfillment, then please guide me. The maiden will now fight alongside you. What is this horrible creature? You wound me, dear maiden. Is tragedy really such a terrible thing to behold? I remember now. I remember all the awful things you put us through. And this should be familiar to you as well. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. You approach the gates of the Overlord's castle. The underling is on guard duty, as you expected. They call out to you. The other demon guard is sound asleep. Hey, you're a pretty weird-looking intruder. What do you want? You explain that no, you're not an intruder, although you're definitely intruding into their story right now. You tell the underling you've come to save them from tragedy. Okay, try saving me from boredom first. I hate this job. The underling snickers. You ask what kind of job they'd rather have. It'd be best if I didn't have to work at all. I just want to live a carefree life and never get bossed around and picked on. You think of the underling's friends who had bullied them into an assassination plot, only to betray them in the end. If they kept better company, maybe they wouldn't feel so restless. The true end for the underling suddenly becomes clear. You offer to change their fate. There's a way that even work can be fun? Sounds fake, but I'll tag along with you just in case. The underling will now fight alongside you. This is so cool. Wait, what the fuck? You didn't say anything about a boss battle. The underling, You must be desperate to call in such an unreliable ally. Huh, if I beat this guy up, all my problems will be over. Oh, but it won't be that easy. Tragedy attacks with a terrible fate. You enter the Overlord's room, relieved to see the fire contained in the torches on the walls. When you close the door behind you, the Overlord rises from her slumber. Who are you? Have you come to reside in my castle and serve me? You explain that no, you're not here to serve her. It's more like you've come to do her a favor. You ask why she spends all day sleeping instead of commanding her demon army. She laughs in response. Many of my underlings certainly think I should be more aggressive with the humans, like my father before me. His quest for revenge was endless and self-perpetuating. There's a reason I had to destroy him. You can't help but think it's a little late in the game to be getting some new backstory. I have no interest in waging war on the humans. I merely wish to be left alone, to live a peaceful, indulgent life in my castle. You realize she must actually be very lonely, only surrounded by soldiers instead of friends. No wonder she gets so attached to the maiden. The true end for the Overlord suddenly becomes clear. Hey Ash, how you doing? My own attempts at peace have been rather imperfect. If you offer a solution, then very well, I will follow you. The Overlord will now fight alongside you. I see, so this is tragedy. Ah, you brought the Overlord. I don't stand a chance now. You prevented me from attaining peace for long enough. Prepare to die. I hope you're prepared to face your death so well. Now that the whole party's here, can you solve my final puzzle? Which combination of behaviors will open the path to your true ending? Show me. Oh, okay, so ambition. I'll reach my true ending with my own power. The Overlord uses their ambitious nature to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Willpower, right? Your reign of terror ends here, tragedy. I refuse to give in. The hero uses willpower to overcome tragedy. Tragedy is reeling. Hope? Our true endings do exist, they simply must. The maiden hopes with all her heart to overcome tragedy. Or maybe we just, like, turn them all on. Knock me down and I'll just come back stronger. The underling uses their tenacity to overcome tragedy. This is it, with everyone's hearts united, you take aim towards your best possible futures. I'll unleash one final attack to destroy tragedy once and for all. Let's go! You've done it. You've managed to defeat me. A tragic ending for tragedy itself. I love it. I must thank you all for fulfilling your roles perfectly. Thank you, hero. Thank you, maiden. Thank you, Underling. Thank you, Overlord. Enough of this nonsense. We defeated you, so die already. Don't worry, I'll be making my exit shortly. Finally, thank you most of all. We couldn't have made it here without you. Yes, my bad end theater did contain a truly good ending after all. I apologize for antagonizing you for so long. I wanted to deliver a satisfying story. Was I able to do it? I wonder. I'm satisfied. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Happy endings shouldn't always come easily. Reality is not so kind. But you've earned this one. So here's your true ending. This is so fun. Yeah, and it becomes a the little Taylor guy. Story art and music by Nam Nam Nami. Animation by Chunder Fins. Oh! Featuring Eleanor Forte. Is that the Vocaloid? Okay, and then Serenity Forge, like their whole team that helped. That's so cool. Oh, they got to end up together. That's fun. Oh, I wonder if I'll see, oh, it doesn't look like it. Niku, if you guys were at Reconnect, one of the artists actually did some playtesting for this. That was so good. I really enjoyed that. I feel kind of bad that we like played the whole game there on stream. If you guys enjoyed this and you want to like support the developers, because I'm pretty sure this is like an indie title that was then taken up by Serenity Forge. Definitely like consider like getting it. It's on all consoles now. It's on PC, so highly encourage it. Something's missing, right? Because who was the person that Tragedy was writing to? Oh, you're still here? The curtain is closed for the final time. I'm shutting down my theater. There are no more tragedies left for me to tell after all. Yeah, what's your story? Me? You'd like to know why I started this theater? Because I'm obsessed with bad endings, of course. You gently raise your fingers to the cracks in my mask. Piece by piece it falls apart into your hands, revealing... Oh? I should have warned you, this might affect what you think of my stories. You can't help but compare my face to the maidens. I'm not her, but it's like she isn't me, necessarily. That's how it is with fiction. Would you like to hear not another ending, but the truth? This is such an interesting game. It's like, wow. Alright, one last story. You may already know this, but it doesn't have a happy ending. First, I'll set the stage. In this world, there are no such things as demons, or even heroes, really. There was a girl eager to set out, to fulfill some sort of destiny. That part was true. She met someone, another girl. A running theme, isn't it? The maiden and the overlord? The two were inseparable, and for a time, everything was just wonderful. But their families, the communities they came from, neither could approve of their relationship. That is the reality for many. This pair was no different. Despite their best efforts, the world was intent on pulling them apart. We used to like the types of stories where love conquers all. Where the strength of your love will pull you through any hardship, and everything is okay in the end. This is a little sad. I lost her. And then I started this theater. Huh? I was hoping to find you. It's you. It's been so long. I thought I'd never see you again. You always think of the worst endings. I wasn't about to give up just because some things got difficult. Why didn't you reveal yourself sooner? I feel like such a fool. I could say the same to you. You knew I could never resist giving your stories a happy ending. So of course I would be drawn to a place like this. Yes, but I didn't think it would actually work. Sometimes everything does turn out okay in the end. Thank you for reminding me of that. I love you. And I love you too. Wow, what? Now, truly everyone can live happily ever after. Tragedies end. I wonder if that's a true story. I'm really curious if that's a true story. The Doomed Yuri Undoomed. Man, what a good game. Oh, and then all of the... Man. I loved that. That was great. What a I don't know. I really like that. And I think it fits really well with... Oh, that's a Vocaloid version. Let me play something else. I think it fits really well too with like how core beliefs are like so hard to break out of, and like the roles that we set up for ourselves are really comfortable, and like really difficult to break ourselves out of. Right, it takes a lot of time to like really, one, just like learn about ourselves and learn about the beliefs that we have. I think that was kind of really shown really well in, you weren't given all the characteristics at the start, right? You had to kind of learn about each character and dig into them to get all their characteristics. I think the same is true for us, right? We have core beliefs that we just kind of follow, and as we dig into them, we really like can't find ourselves. But once we do, we can start taking those steps towards change. And I think, yeah, I think it's like really cool how this game kind of mirrors a lot of like core beliefs and roles that we play in life. And how we kind of trap ourselves into believing like this is the way things are supposed to be. But if we just take a look at ourselves and learn about ourselves and start working on ourselves, we can shift out of that core belief and start shifting that to a more positive belief that can change how we react to things, change what we believe in, change how we think and feel about things. So yeah, I'm like so happy I could like pull some like psychology out of this. What a good game. Like I said before, if you have not played this before, I know I played through the whole game, but if you want to support the developers, if you want to play it for yourself, I highly encourage you to wishlist it or get it on Steam or on consoles. I should probably have a link to that, huh? That'd be good. Man, what a good game. I'm gonna cut this up. I'm gonna make a video out of this. Here's the Serenity Forge page. You guys wanna grab it for yourselves? But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed, and it was right at the 2-hour mark. That's perfect. I appreciate you guys for hanging out. I know this is not my usual stuff. I really want to like start doing more videos like this, where I just like play more, not like variety per se, but just like I want to do more things like this and play more interesting games, do more variety, and like more so just like use these things as an opportunity to talk about like psychology. And I was kind of worried when I first started this. I was like, oh, I really hope I can do something with it. But yeah, I don't know. It was really fun to like kind of like do some therapy on the fly. Not like therapy on the fly, but like kind of pull out concepts. The Pog. So yeah, cool. Okay, great stream. 10 out of 10. Would stream again. On Friday we'll be playing Devil May Cry 4. So look forward to that. If you haven't already followed, be sure to follow me. These are my socials. And if you want to be notified, Discord, Twitter are usually the best ways to see when I'm going live. Yeah, I don't know. This was so fun. I'm glad I did this. I was really worried about like picking up a like a non Kingdom Hearts or non Final Fantasy game and like streaming it. And when Serenity Forge reached out at first, I was like, I had like a lot of I don't know. I feel very like I have a lot of like imposter syndrome right now. I think it's just because I haven't put out like a big video lately. I haven't like done a whole lot of like content stuff, and so it's like when a company asks me to do something, I'm like, oh, I don't know, like what if it fails? But this is fun. I like this. So, anyways, enough being vulnerable. Let's see who's live. I'm gonna read you guys into somebody. Let's raid Dax. Dax is playing the Cage 2 rando. That sounds like fun. Again, thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. Let's raid into him. He's teaching, I guess he's teaching the Cage 2 rando to people. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.